Okay.
Sweet.
This is new for me.
Is it?
Yeah, this is
How
the pilot.
so?
You're the pilot.
Oh
Oh,
shoot, that's awesome. I didn't even know.
yeah.
Now this got to be the best one,
This has
right?
to be the
Like,
best one.
oh no.
So we got my good friend, comrade,
Bro,
wizard.
from way back.
From you knew me before I knew myself.
Oh, dude, I don't know about that. You already had a good sense of yourself, man.
Not in high school.
Oh, it
Yeah,
seemed like it, man. It was like, he's figuring it out, but he's going somewhere. I wasn't worried,
somewhere,
man. I wasn't
somewhere.
worried.
But this is the Jason
You're
Jones.
very kind. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. And real quick, let's just get a bit to your musical background and
Sure. Shoot, man. Like, what else is there to tell? Like, I was classically trained with piano since I was like five all the way up until I was like maybe like 12,
Mhm.
and then I was just like, I don't like practice, so I stopped doing that. And then like, I don't know, you know how it is when you're like black and talented. Obviously, the very first people that come and pick you up from anywhere is the black church. So obviously, got some chops there. Um, I don't know, man. Like I can't really say, like I would be here if it were not for the musical genius and guidance of Dr. Roosevelt Griffin
the
and
goat.
of course, the Dr. Eanes. Like there's
They
no way. There's no way I would be anywhere. I would like listen to music the same way, interpret it the same way. Yeah, so like under their guidance, under their leadership, I'll say even years after high school into college, like that was my job, right? Like
Mhm.
I would come home and like, hey, Dr. G, Dr. Eanes, what y'all got for me? Like,
Yeah.
what we gonna do? Like, and it was just always this thing where I built less of I'll say a mentor and mentee kind of relationship and much more of things that were almost familial. And
Mhm.
I appreciated that so greatly because just in music alone they poured their wealth, right? And
Yeah.
of course obviously in life too. I mean,
Yeah.
like man, Mr. Eanes definitely hit me in my chest at least once. So, I'm just saying, just saying.
You was intense.
But I mean, I needed that. I needed that. I didn't even know I needed it, and then it came, and I was like, "Oh shoot, I needed that." And now my life is on the right track. So, yeah, man. Like, I don't know. Ever since then, like, no, I'll take it back. Before I had always known that I'd listen to music differently, and I
Mhm.
didn't really know how to express that or even how to be comfortable with that within my own self.
Yeah.
And so they kind of helped me navigate like, well, this is how music goes. And so all that was left was just reconciling how music is and my feelings, right? And
Right.
so that's kind of all I really try to do nowadays. And so I really find joy um in making music as though it's a conversation,
Mm.
and to just have it as though it is just someone who's in front of you just simply saying, "Hey, here's my day," right? Or here's my life, or here's what I'm feeling right now. And I don't know. I like the interpretive side of music. So, yeah.
Yeah. You said just a moment ago when you're reconciling pretty much what music is and your feelings. Can you
Mhm.
get into that for me, please?
So like, I don't know, especially being like in the gospel industry, and being like trained up in music and all that stuff, there's kind of this way that people tend to guide the
Mhm.
way that your life trajectory is supposed to go,
Yeah.
right? Like it's like you're in music, so if you don't make it, then you're just gonna be a band director, right? Like, and it just kind of seemed like the trained thought
They
or
they
like
they do it
anything
before you
else.
even have a chance to make it.
Man, and it's like I didn't even know. I was like, it's like, am I doomed to be this way? And so, you know, I would always watch these other artists that are out there, and I would be so curious as to how they could just forsake all the technicalities of music that I
Yeah.
was just full of and just create just authentic thought and put it into their music. And so I guess I don't know, for the longest of time, it took me a long time to figure out that they're just really just kind of talking, right? They're just kind of really taking whatever they feel or whatever they see and they just express just that. It's
Mhm.
not that they're chalking through all of these notes and all of these melodies and this sounds the best. It's like, no, this is just my authentic feeling.
Mhm.
And here you go. Right? Like it's the best way that I can describe the world. So, um, when I've finally clicked into that,
Mhm.
like things like, Broadway musicals were like no-brainers because it was like, "Oh, this is what I've been looking for all this time, just this expressive and yet technical kind of composition." Disney music, I love Disney
Yeah.
music because it's like, dude, it's the perfect meld of, honest, sincere, and concise thought, while still putting clever rhetorical strategies all
And
into
finesse.
entwined into a melody that we
Yeah.
all love. So, yeah, that's what I aim for my music to be like, right? It's a thing that's not just heard, but it's music to, or I should say, it's language to communicate between souls.
Oh, yeah,
So.
that's well, you figured out a lot earlier than a lot of people do.
I mean, shoot, I don't know, man. I'm looking at my age and I'm like, ooh, I figured it out pretty late. But, the way I see it is like, as long as you have something to offer
Mhm.
another soul, then it's never too late, you
Right.
know? And like, I feel like so much of the world has just kind of put this clock on us. But, as long as there's a
It's
lesson to be
it's just the
learned,
internet.
it's,
It's
it's
just the
just
internet.
everybody.
It's just the internet. It's just the internet being internet, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, man, like,
That's great.
soul to soul, that's all.